It's 4-player. You can play it 4-player, is that right?
Absolutely, yeah.
But we're going to play 1-player. What's your involvement in the game being? Because we all know you from the movies, being in the Planet of the Apes movies. What's your involvement in the game?
So about 6 years ago, I set up a company called the Imaginarium, which came out of an idea that in the UK there was nowhere that used performance capture technology for either for films or games to the level that I'd been used to working on the characters in the movies that I had done in New Zealand. So I got involved with Ninja Theory first of all. They were very interested back in the day. This is back in 2005 actually, finding a way to further the cutscenes so that they became integral, so that the drama became integral to the gameplay. So we worked on Heavenly Sword, and I directed all the performance capture for that game, and went back to New Zealand because there was nowhere in the UK, as I said, to shoot it. We then worked on Enslaved, which was another Ninja Theory game, with Alex Garland this time writing the script and creating the characters, and I again directed the performance capture. And when I set up the Imaginarium, the performance capture studio in the UK, it was always with a mind to further the art and craft of performance capture across multimedia. So to be used in films, but also in repeatable TV series, bring the budget down so that it could be used in TV series, and predominantly in games. Now that we were able to bring characters to life in an emotionally engaging, in a more visceral way for games. And now, looking to the future, we're working at the Imaginarium with virtual reality and augmented reality, and in fact also with live action on stage in theatre productions like the RSC up the road in Stratford. We worked with them on a Shakespeare's 400th year anniversary production of The Tempest, where we had the actor on stage playing Ariel, who we then projected avatar images in real time of what he was doing up onto big screens. So our involvement at the Imaginarium was, and then of course my association with the Apes franchise spawned this idea to bring to life a choice-based game, a moral dilemma game that had real quality emotional content and was driven by great performances. So the Imaginarium is the producer. There's a sister company called the Imaginati, who was set up to develop the game under the auspices of Martin Alltimes, who was the creator. He's worked on many games, and we shot it all. All the performances were created in our studio. So I think it's looking. One of the things we're very interested in the Imaginarium is where storytelling is going over the next 20 or 30 years, and we all know that the immersiveness into a movie or a piece of storytelling is becoming the thing. So this game is geared towards that. It is sort of next generation storytelling in an interactive movie. It was inspired by games like, for instance, Hard Rain, which are choice-based games, and moral dilemmas, and this is very much about that. Just to give you a little bit of a backstory about the world. So obviously can I just ask, actually, out of all of you guys, who have been following the Planet of the Apes movie franchise?
Everybody.
Oh, cool. Okay, great. So obviously, the story started back on the Planet of the Apes rise with a virus that had got out of control because of an Alzheimer's drug gone wrong, which basically enhanced intelligence of apes and wiped out humanity. Throughout the course of 3 movies, the desperation between the survival for both species has got worse and worse, and the conflict has turned into this big war, which is War for the Planet of the Apes, this last movie. We wanted to make this not as a game of one of those movies, but a side universe. So different characters who were surviving at the same time, a parallel universe to Caesar and all of the characters that you see in the movies. So there is a clan led by, in our story in the game, led by a leader called Khan. He has 3 sons. One is Tolla, who is the sort of the alpha younger one who wants to take control. The middle son is called Bryn, who is the player in the game. You are Bryn, actually. And then there's a younger one called Juno, who is slightly the more innocent, the defenseless. He's got a withered arm, so he's not as strong as the other apes. You can also play as humans in this game. So part of the Apes franchise has always been about examining the human condition through the eyes of apes. But we give you the chance in this game to play the story through the eyes of human beings and through the eyes of apes, and you can play obviously a very different experience. And it's a moral conundrum game. It asks you to go through that visceral emotional experience of what it is to survive with that level of jeopardy when both sides are trying to kill each other.
Should we dive in, Andy?
I think we should.
We've got the game here.
Yeah. Let's do it. So it's supported by PlayLink on PS4, and you can play up to 4 players. So let's just, but I'm going to do a single player, and we're going to talk over it as I'm playing. So here we go. Let's just get that going.
Hold X to confirm.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. So this is a choice-based game. So you'll be
absolutely.
I assume it's a game you can play through multiple times, make different choices, see how 100%. The story branches out each time.
Absolutely. There's hours of different variations. So this, just to set this up, this scene, the apes are coming down into the valley. They're starving. They're on the point of starvation, and they come across a human encampment, and it basically. The father of the clan leader is saying, no, don't confront the human beings, it will only bring about our destruction. And these 3 brothers are going down, and they all have their different opinions. And as I say, you're playing as Bryn.
And all of this is motion captured?
This is all purely performance captured, yeah. I mean, and was shot in the Imaginarium Studios. So obviously you can then choose, do you agree with Toller, who's more of an aggressor? He wants to go down, and then, or you can choose not to get involved. Well, let's say you were right, Toller. So we're going to follow Toller.
Do the more exciting choice.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's do that.
How have you found that performance capture has evolved over the years? Obviously, you were heavily involved with things like Lord of the Rings back in the day, and it's really kind of exploded since then, and it's now very prevalent in video games as well. What's it like now working and seeing performance capture appearing in games like this now? It must be really exciting.
It's thrilling because it really does prove that performance capture sits right in the middle of transmedia storytelling, and can be used, as I say, in so many different platforms now. And it's acted performances which have great levels of. Hold on, so we must not take them. So you can either choose to come back, or this will be easy. Let's say this will be easy. Let's be more aggressive here.
And did you direct the performance capture for this game?
No. We're the producers. So the Imaginarium Studios, the Imaginarium rather, produced it, and the Imaginarium Studios carried out the performance capture, and the Imaginati are the publishers, and the director came along with them. Right. So we'll bully Juno and tell him to shut up, because we want to get down there.
And it's quite telling that you call it a performance capture as well, not just motion capture, because I guess you've got the whole face is being captured now rather than just the body as well.
Exactly. So let's reassure him. Juno, trust me. Come on. Let's get down there.
It's also nice to see a game within the Planet of the Apes franchise that isn't massively action-based. It is very story-based. It's all about the decisions and the emotion behind those decisions as well.
And you can play, as I say, it's a multiplayer game which opens it up hugely using PlayLink. And the idea is to move quickly, and you can override people's decisions. So it becomes about. So it becomes about ultimately when you're playing, and it really is a multiplayer game. You can, if you override, you can only override once, and then you have to follow the other players. So if you've got to be careful when you want to use that. Let's deal with the humans.
We're doing a very aggressive.
We're going straight for it. Yeah. But the thing is, it is about survival ultimately. This game, and there is jeopardy in there for all the characters.
And is there like a game over state, for instance? Can you make the wrong decision and then have your characters die, or will the story accommodate those kind of decisions?
The story does accommodate them.
Okay, we're going in.
I mean, it is a very moody kind of, immersive game, which kind of does require an environment that's going to support that. So this isn't perhaps the best one for this, but it really is. It's about tension building as well.
Yeah.
It really does get quite tense as you're going through it. And as I say, you can actually play this completely from the perspective of human beings.
So you could be playing as the humans in this scene.
Absolutely.
Right. And when you've got 4 players playing together, you said you could override decisions. Do you all have to agree on a certain course of action before the story can move forward?
Sorry, hold on a sec.
Hold X. There we go. Oh, shoot. Wow.
Do we want to stop? No, we don't.
We don't want to stop. So I like that somehow choosing to do nothing can be a decision in itself.
Well, it can. I mean, going back to your point, you can. So it encourages debate, and
Yes.
it encourages, and it can get quite heated.
In instances like that, you've got a very short time limit in which
Exactly,
to make your decisions,
exactly.
so
So
it's going to put a lot of pressure on.
Puts pressure on. I mean, it's different as a single play, but. Okay, so let's accuse Toller. Let's see what's going on here.
And so if you'd have played this cautiously, could there be a situation where there's no kind of conflict here at all?
There is. I mean, it'll creep back in. It'll creep back in. So you're always under pressure. It'll just takes you down a different route.
Yeah.
But there. Yeah. I mean, the jeopardy comes with the disagreement within the group.
Sure.
There you go.
Oh, there we go. So have we reached the end of our demo now, or?
So this is going into the human camp now.
Oh, okay.
Mikey, what happened? Mikey. What the
Okay.
hell?
This is where we're going to stop it apparently because we've run out of time.
I'll run out of
sadly.
time. Okay,
Yeah.
well,
All
there
right.
we go. That's an amazing look at Planet of the Apes, Last Frontier. Thank you so much, Andy,
Thanks, man.
for showing us that. Performance capture is looking fantastic.
Cool.
Can't wait to get stuck in and argue about those choices. It's going to be amazing. Thank you guys for watching. We're going to be back on at 2 o'clock with some more. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us, Andy.
Thanks, man.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for watching.
Cheers, guys. Thanks, man.
Thank you. Cheers.